dollars to help bridge the digital divide. We will connect even more people to the internet, build digital skills, and empower the next generation of entrepreneurs. We've already launched over 1,000 Wi-Fi-enabled lift zones, partnered with thousands of community-based organizations, helped create a growing network of digital navigators, supported thousands of small businesses, and we're just getting started. Together, we can help build a future of unlimited possibilities.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natalie. I'm the interim executive director at the Aspire Center for Workforce Innovation, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Aspire Center today. Today we celebrate an exciting milestone, the launch of the flagship Lift Zone and the beginning of a bold new chapter in innovation, access, and opportunity. This space is more than just a building. It's a symbol of progress, of collaboration, and a shared vision for a future that embraces technology, champions digital access, and ensures that no one is left behind in our incredibly connected world. At the Aspire Center, our mission is to support Austin residents on their path of wealth building, confronting a legacy of disinvestment, disconnected resources, and limited opportunity. We meet individuals where they are, and we guide them through our holistic model for equitable wealth creation. Thanks to our anchor tenants, Jane Addams Resource Corporation, Westside Health Authority, BMO Bank, and Austin Coming Together, we provide essential services like advanced manufacturing and job readiness training, financial counseling, case management, and now digital literacy courses in partnership with Comcast and ScaleLit. Today, we recognize our partner Comcast. Your investment in this space and in the people who will use it has been essential in bringing our fullest vision of Aspire to life sooner than we thought possible. You've given more than technology. You've invested in learning, in inclusion, and in a brighter future for the Austin community. Thanks to your support, this building will thrive as a dynamic hub, a place where neighbors, educators, entrepreneurs, and partners come together. Whether they're meeting right here in the lobby, joining a virtual meeting in one of the Lift Zone pods, or learning new skills in a digital literacy course, this space has the tools to help them succeed. But today's launch is more than just a ribbon cutting. It's a call to action, a reminder that with the right tools, the right partnerships, and the right spaces, we can open doors that have been closed for far too long. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate this moment. Here's to new beginnings, to bold ideas, and to a future where everyone has access that they need to thrive. It is my pleasure to introduce our fearless leaders, our visionaries, Mr. Morris Reed and Darnell Shields.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. Great day, right? Yes. So earlier this year, on Juneteenth, a day of freedom and renewal, we opened the Aspire Center for Workforce Innovation as a place where opportunities live. This milestone marks significant progress in the Austin community's journey of restoration and revitalization. From the closure of Emmett School to this moment, faith and perseverance have brought Morris and I, our organizations, our elected officials, our community, and all of you here. Now we take the next step, ensuring our community isn't left behind in the digital age. Through the latest, let's go. Through the latest development In a long-term partnership between Austin Coming Together and Comcast, the Aspire Center is proud to become a flagship lift zone. With the intention of providing residents with free high-speed internet, digital skills training, and access to technology that unlocks careers, education, entrepreneurship, and wellness. This isn't just a building, as Natalie stressed, right? It's about bridging the digital divide and ensuring Austin families have the tools to thrive in a connected world. Thank you to Comcast, deeply thank you. To our partners, our elected officials, and all who have supported this project, including, and most importantly, our community, who believed in this vision. Together, we aspire, and together, we rise. Now, I'm gonna turn it over to my brother, Morris Reed.
Thank you, Darnell. That's a hard act to follow. Just giving grace and honor to God. This is truly a privilege to be here today and speak in front of you because we believe in something at the Westside Health Authority that we could all be good neighbors. We have something called the Good Neighbor Campaign, which means as a neighbor, you need to practice the neighborly love. And I think that's what we're doing here today. You know, building these relationships that provide opportunities to access digital resources that Comcast is providing is invaluable, right? But more than that, it's about having relationships with a corporate partner that can understand and make sure that we have just as much resources as they do anywhere in the city, that there's no digital gaps being provided. You know, coming together with Austin Coming Together was a God blessing. We were able to do something amazing, and our elected officials, from Congressman Danny Davis, Alderman Chris Telefero, President Tony Preckwinkle, and others are supporting efforts like this in a community where it's community-driven, it's community-engaged, it's community-owned, which is very important. Because as the ownership of this property and ownership of taking ownership gives us the responsibility and the accountability to make sure that we are providing services and providing efforts to help our people. And that's what the bottom line is. We want to make sure that people who have aspirations, who aspire to become whatever they want to be, have an opportunity in the 60651 in Austin, or 44 or 39, as they do anywhere else in the state or anywhere else in this county. And the efforts like this kind of gathering gives community hope and gives them inspiration. Now, they gave me some words to say, but I just had to say that first. But the impact of these services, like I said before, is really invaluable. It's really going to be a work in progress. We don't know for sure what's going to come from it, but I'm hopeful that it will provide opportunities that weren't provided before to a lot of different people. These lift zones, this high-speed internet, you know, it's something difficult that a lot of people growing up in this neighborhood aren't used to. This new technology of AI and other different tools provide economic growth for a lot of different communities, and we want to make sure that growth is also seen here in Austin. So today, I'm just proud. I'm not going to keep you. I'm not going to say a lot of different things, but I'm just proud. As a black man, as a West Sider, I'm proud. On the West Side, we say thank you. There's a rally that we always say is the West Side. The West Side is the best side. But if we're going to be the best side, we need we need assets like this in our neighborhood. So I'm going to just end with that. Y'all can chant it with me. The West Side is the best side. Amen. So I'm going to introduce Grace Hong Duffin. She's the Vice President in External and Government Affairs of Comcast Greater Region. So Grace, please.
And Morris for the introduction and the partnership and having us all here today in this wonderful space for this exciting announcement. As Morris said, my name is Grace Hong Duffin, and I'm fortunate to serve as Comcast Regional Vice President of External and Government Affairs. Let me begin by recognizing elected officials with us today. Congressman Danny Davis for the 7th Congressional District and his team. have Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle and her team. We have State Representative LaShawn Ford. We have City of Chicago Chief Information Officer Nick Lucius. We have City of Chicago Director of Digital Opportunity Christian Taylor. We also have Jason Lee, Senior Advisor to Mayor Brandon Johnson. And of course, 29th Ward Alderman Chris Taliaferro. Your leadership and partnership in this area was vital, so thank you so much for coming to celebrate with us. Now, we'd be remiss if we did not include our valued community partners in this room. These include Build Chicago, Jane Addams Resource Corporation, the Chicago Public Library Foundation, LISC Illinois, Association House of Chicago, Pear Scholars Chicago, World Business Chicago, and faith leaders from People's Church of Harvest Church of God in Christ, New Community Covenant Church, Greater St. John Bible Church, Hope Presbyterian Church of Chicago. Thank you all for your continued collaboration and commitment in closing the digital divide in all 77 neighborhoods of Chicago. I'd like to also acknowledge my fellow Comcast employees and team members, especially Chris Smith, who is our Regional Senior Vice President and oversees operations across Illinois, Southwest Michigan, and Northern Indiana. At Comcast, our commitment to communities runs deep. For more than a decade, we've worked hand in hand with elected officials, community organizations to advance digital opportunity here in Chicago and across Comcast's footprint. In fact, Chicago holds an extra special place in this journey. In 2011, it was right here at the Carter G. Woodson Library in Chicago that we launched Internet Essentials to the entire nation. Internet Essentials is the nation's largest and most successful broadband adoption program and provides low-cost broadband internet services to eligible low-income households. Over the last 10 years, the program has connected 1 million Chicagoans to the power of internet at their home, many for the first time. And we can't stop because we know the cost of closing the digital divide is complex, it's challenging, and no single organization can do it on its own. That's why we're proud to partner with a wide network of community organizations across the city. In the past 3 years alone, Comcast has contributed more than $35 million in cash and in-kind to Chicago non-for-profits to support digital opportunity initiatives. While we're proud of the progress we made, we know there's much more work to do. That's why we're counting and continuing to invest in innovative solutions and deepening our partnerships to ensure every Chicagoan has access to the tools and resources they need to thrive in today's digital world. To share more about our next chapter in this journey, I'm thrilled to welcome back to Chicago and to the podium a visionary leader and passionate advocate for this important work. Please join me in welcoming Delilah Wilson-Scott, Comcast Executive Vice President and Chief Impact and Inclusion Officer and President of Comcast NBC Universal Foundation.
Thank you, Gary's, for that warm introduction. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here in the historic neighborhood of Austin. I'm from Chicago. This is my original hometown. It's the South Side, but I guess today the West Side is going to be the best side. But just want to note that. And of course, you can't be from Chicago, in Chicago, and know better and not recognize the incredible service of Congressman Dan Davis. So thank you for being here today. Just as we were chatting, he was quoting his father who said, right, it's a great day to move along. It's a great day to sing a song. Of course, then County President Preckwinkle challenged us to the rest of the words, and it all went south from there. But Thank you, too, for being here. And, of course, thanks, Jason Lee, for representing the mayor today. We appreciate all your support and partnership, and it doesn't happen without you and your leadership positions. But as you all know very well, Aspire, it's an incredible story behind this building, the Aspire Center for Workforce Innovation. 7-year effort to reclaim, reimagine this incredible space. And it was a bold vision. You know, we didn't know what to expect, but we're here today, and under the incredible leadership of Darnell and Morris, this has truly become a hub in the community, a vibrant hub of economic mobility and offering greater capacity here on the west side, connecting people to workforce training, education, wellness, as you heard, and so much more. And so it's already delivering great impact, but we wanted to make sure we can plus up on that today. This center has already become an incredible collaboration and a testament of what it means to intentionally invest in people. And at Comcast, we believe it's important to invest in advanced networks in the country, but also to make sure that as we're building that technology, that we like Aspire to really bring that to life. And so whether it's a small town, Chicago, great cities, suburbs, we believe that networks can unlock opportunity for everybody. That's at the core of what we call Project Up, our $1 billion initiative to connect people to the internet, to provide digital opportunity, and build a future of unlimited possibilities. That's what today is about. And through Project Up, we're investing in tools, skills, resources. So whether you're walking in here and you're thinking about your future, new career, building a small business, accessing critical public services, we want to be able to unlock that connection here, right here at Aspire. Lift zones are a cornerstone, really the foundation of Project Up. Since 2020, we've launched more than 1,250 of these across the country, 40 right here in Chicago. They start with that foundational premise, right? Making sure people have access to Wi-Fi outside of their homes. But that was never the end of the vision. Lift zones go much further than that, especially a flagship lift zone like the one here today. When you're intentional about investment, you're bringing technology together with opportunity, you're thinking about the digital skills of the future. This is not just about making sure people don't get left behind. This is about making sure that the leaders of technology of the future come from right here on the west side of Chicago. So whether you're a student, veteran, senior, someone looking to develop new skills, thinking of new pathways to digital opportunity, we want to make sure you have a place in your community to do that. And that's why we're proud to announce the opening of our Chicago flagship lift zone right here at the Aspire Center for Workforce Innovation. With the more than $500,000 in total investment to ensure this remarkable 76,000 square foot hub has the connectivity, technology, educational opportunities to advance the mission of economic empowerment, this flagship will be a place where people can learn, train, and connect to opportunity and connect with other people who want to make sure that Chicago West Side can thrive in the digital age. Flagship lift zones are a new strategic approach where we're working with community partners, community anchors like Aspire, and we're bringing the right technology, infrastructure, staff, so that there can be more capabilities in the market and impact even more lives at the end of the day. And oftentimes, one partner can't do that alone. This means we're bringing together accomplished organizations. You heard about all the incredible institutions in this building here today that will be able to access the lift zone. But we know that makes a difference. So in addition to our support to the Aspire Center, we're also honored to welcome Chicago's own ScaleLit. And $100,000 of that investment announced today will specifically expand digital skills training and offer their career navigator pathways program right here. Those of you know over 90% of every single job, regardless of industry, requires a skill set, and the more a digital skill set. And the more digital skill set you have, the more income you'll be able to bring to your family, to your community, and that matters. This is about training for the future, not just making up for lost ground. And we're not just stopping here. I'm also proud to say that this is the first of many investments we'll make this year, and we're announcing $50 million to support and strengthen lift zones across the country. Later this year, we'll have flagship lift zones opening in Washington, D.C., St. Paul, Philadelphia, the greater Seattle area, but of course we had to start right here in Chicago. So just thank you for the partnership. And on behalf of all my colleagues in Comcast, we have several of us here today, but it takes a lot of people to work closely with the community to pull together something like this. This partnership didn't start today. This partner didn't start 1 month ago. This has been a long-term relationship. We grew trust with each other. We understood where we were trying to go, and we built something that will create impact for years to come, and we're incredibly proud of that. So to share a little bit more about the impact that Scale-It is bringing with their Career Navigator program, please welcome Executive Director of Scale-It, Becky Raymond, to the stage.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Wilson-Scott, Delilah. We appreciate it. My name is Becky Raymond, and I'm the Executive Director of Scale-It, formerly known as the Chicago Citywide Literacy Coalition. We are a coalition of adult literacy and job training programs, and I have a bunch of staff here today. We're super excited, so just a wave to my team. Thank you for coming. 12 years ago, we conducted a focus group of our members right here on the west side of Chicago, just around the corner from this very spot. That conversation gave us clear direction to support nonprofit organizations in building basic digital literacy skills citywide. We've known for years how important these skills are to accessing vital resources like education, healthcare, banking, and connecting to career pathways. Since that time, we've been on a path to build digital literacy capacity in our communities. To date, we've trained over 70 digital literacy instructors, hosted a network of over 60 organizations statewide through our digital literacy learning platform, and helped over 15,000 individuals earn basic digital literacy certificates. In addition to this, In addition to this capacity building, we have participated in contributing to state, county, and city digital literacy plans, which are so important to the comprehensive approach to solving the digital divide. That's why places like Aspire Center are so important. They bring together internet connectivity, skills training, and support through digital navigators, all of which help equip individuals with the tools they need to upskill, pursue employment opportunities, and achieve economic mobility. We are thrilled to bring our experience to the space, and we look forward to collaborating with the staff here in what feels like a full circle moment for us on the West Side. Thank you to Comcast for investing in this work. It is more important now than ever. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Carol Walls, a longtime member of Scale-It, the Chicago Citywide Literacy Coalition. She is a digital literacy instructor at the Learning Center, and she has been part of our digital learning lab for a number of years. So she's going to come to the podium to share her experience. Thank you for helping me welcome Carol.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carol Walls from the Learning Center of Chicago. Scale-It has been an instrumental part of our program. It improved our school and our community and adult learning. So Scale-It was an organization that has played an important role in transferring the way we learn, grow, and connect with our I'm talking. Thanks to Scale-It, the Learning Center built 2 digital labs, one for taking tests with Malcolm X and TABE. Without this, we would not improve and grow and graduate students for learning. There are first thing that Scala has brought to us, it brought us interactive simulation, challenges, and hands-on digital products. As you know, AI is taking over. We have to train the trainers to teach the kids to work with AI. Although AI helps us write notes and paper and everything kind of cheap, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Second, through access to digital tools and resources, we are gaining real world through access of digital tools. Third, every student learns differently. We even learn differently. I tell my students, learn to teach, teach to learn, and learn to be taught, because we think we know everything once we get that degree. Learning never stops, it's a continuation. And I thank Scala for introducing us to various platforms such as North Star, and especially Comcast Internet Essentials. That is one thing we need. The two of them can put Chicago on the best, and people will be coming to Chicago to be taught. We're going to steal some information from other organization, but I approve that. But again, I'm going to be short on words because we're supposed to speak, what, 2 minutes? And how long have we been going on? So I thank you all, and again, thank you, Scala and Comcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you, Becky, for your leadership in advancing career pathways, digital literacy, and health literacy across Chicago. So thank you for sharing your words. Next, I would like to welcome Nick Lucius, the City of Chicago's Chief Information Officer, who leads the Department of Technology of Innovation, a new office under Mayor Brandon Johnson to ensure technology fuels inclusion, engagement, innovation, and opportunity for everyone. Nick?
Thank you, Grace. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you to the Aspire Center and Comcast for having me today. As the Chief Information Officer for City of Chicago under Mayor Brandon Johnson's leadership, it is my team's responsibility to help prepare the city and its workforce for emerging technologies and continued innovation. Every Chicagoan, regardless of neighborhood, income, or background, should have the opportunity to connect to the power of the internet and build the digital skills necessary to succeed. The City of Chicago is committed to closing the digital divide by fostering public-private partnerships with community organizations who share our commitment to expanding the digital opportunity and increasing mobility economically in all 77 of our city neighborhoods. Chicago's flagship Lift Zone at the Aspire Center and its collaboration with ScaleLit is a perfect example of this partnership model and will undoubtedly help Chicagoans on the west side and throughout the city develop the digital skills necessary to participate in our increasingly digital economy. Flagship Lift Zones are dynamic, welcoming community hubs where people of all ages can build community, gain valuable digital skills, and access tools and technology they might not otherwise have exposure to in school or in the home. When communities become digitally connected, everyone benefits. Students receive greater access to online learning platforms, tutoring, and college prep resources. Adults develop their digital literacy to unlock higher paying jobs. Entrepreneurs and small business gain access to financial services, mentorship networks, reach broader markets through e-commerce and digital marketing. And residents are equipped with the ability to find government services and benefits, whether that's healthcare, housing, transit, and everything in between, all with the power of digital access. We saw this firsthand through the pandemic, where overnight our communities had to switch to remote learning. We worked very closely with Comcast to provide free internet service to Chicago public school families. That program still exists today and serves over 26,000 families, and many of them are Comcast customers. I want to give a shout out to the local team here in Chicago for working closely with the city and with Chicago Public School staff to deliver this critical service to our residents. So thank you. And as Chicago continues to compete against the rest of the world for the projects of tomorrow, a digitally connected city also becomes more attractive to global opportunities as companies and investors search for a workforce that best fits their needs. I look forward to seeing the many success stories that come out of this digital opportunity initiative and the impact it will have on our city. Thank you again to everyone for joining us in this incredibly important announcement. And I'd like to now introduce the Alderman of the 29th Ward here in Chicago, Chris Taliaferro.
Good morning, everyone. I have to be very careful coming up on the stage because I've been losing my balance recently, and we figured out what it is, though. And so as a result, I'm wearing this new hearing aid. And so technology, as we talk about technology, is becoming very important even as I get older, because I found that with this new technology that they have in hearing aids, if you walk past something that has Bluetooth on it, it'll automatically start picking up in my ear. So when I walk past the house in the Bold and Beautiful on, it comes through my hearing aid. And so now I have to call my daughter and ask, hey, what's happening today on the Bold and the Beautiful? But I jokingly say that, but I thank Comcast for their many investments on the west side of Chicago. And the dynamic duo, I think they're still in the room, of Morris Reed and Darnell Shields in the back there. What an incredible, incredible dynamic duo. It is always awesome. See, it just happened again. For some reason, I'm on television right now. Hold on one second. I just got this thing this week, so I just want to talk about very quickly the investments that we're seeing on the west side of Chicago in the Austin community. And just to let you know that we are a thriving community. We've been able to partner. We've been able to partner with folks that not only have a love for this city, but have a love for the people in the city. And it doesn't get any better than that. To see folks actually loving up on one another through investments, through the ideal of wanting someone else's life to be just as enriching as theirs. I look at the $500,000 investment that Troon just recently bought through the West Side with providing family and youth entertainment through our park district. Build Youth and Family Service, a multi-million-dollar investment just short and south of this building. Morris Reed and Darnell Shields investment. I mean, if you had driven by this place 2 years ago, you may not have had the vision that they did, but look what we've and what they have come up with in providing this resource to the west side of Chicago. The Leaders Network Credit Union, having the first black-owned financial institution on the west side of Chicago. 40 Acres Fresh Market, the first black-owned, female black-owned grocery on the west side of Chicago. Rush Healthcare at North and Harlem. Guys, the list goes on. And now Comcast, Lift Zones by Comcast. This is investment in our community that we can say is from a very holistic approach. When we build upon a foundation holistically, we can build a better tomorrow. We could build a better day for our youth. We could build a better foundation for our seniors, our business owners. So I thank you all for these investments, and I thank my colleagues for being here today to really speak about just how the West Side is changing in our generation and before our own eyes. So thank you so much, and continue investing in the people of the West Side of Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alderman. And now let me welcome Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle for some remarks.
Good morning, everybody. So as Alderman Taliaferro talked about his new hearing aid, I wonder if there's some technology that can fix my left knee here. That would be helpful. So I want to acknowledge your alderperson. Many of you know that I spent almost 20 years in the City Council, and being an alderperson is a very difficult job, and I'm grateful that Chris has continued to do this good work. I want to thank Congressman Davis. We were with him a couple weeks ago in Washington to talk about the county's needs, and I appreciate all the help and support that he's given the county over the course of our time together. We served for a brief period in the City Council together before he went off to the county and Congress, but he's been a colleague for more than 30 years, so thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I want to acknowledge, of course, our Aspire Center co-developers, co-founders, Darnell Shields and Morris Reed, and the interim ED, Natalie Gooden. Thank you. Thank you for your good work. I don't know about you, but I was struck by the fact that Delilah Wilson Scott's title includes the word inclusion. You know, we're at a moment in this country where our media companies are running away from inclusion and equity and diversity. I won't give any recent examples of that, but let me just say I'm grateful that Comcast is one of those that has continued its commitment, its public commitment to inclusion. And I'm grateful to be here today to be part of this ribbon cutting. This $500,000 investment is not just about technology, it's about opportunity, equity, and access. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed what some of us already knew, that our broadband infrastructure left too many behind. You know, we made a big mistake in this country. Broadband access should be a public utility. And it should be something that the government is responsible for. I realize that's heresy to say that in front of Comcast, but it's the truth. Just like our highways are publicly funded, we should have, you know, broadband access should be publicly funded. It's not. But I'm really grateful for Comcast and the way they've stepped up to support the needs in our communities, in spite of the fact that we have in spite of the fact that we have not pursued what I believe is the most reasonable way to deliver these services. What we saw during the pandemic was that students struggled to log into school, workers couldn't connect with employers, and residents across our communities were left without the reliable internet access that has become essential in our times. That's what we've seen. And Comcast stepped forward in that moment of need. I'm grateful. Through its network of lift zones, it created more than 50 high Wi-Fi connected hubs across Cook County. 50 hubs, 45 of them in the city of Chicago alone. That's pretty impressive. You know, government alone can't close the digital divide. I always say, you know, I've been in government for most of my life, and we can do great things, but we can't do everything. And we need help and support, and we particularly need partnerships with the private sector to do this kind of work. Together, we can invest in people, remove barriers to digital access, and help residents build the skills that they need to thrive in an increasingly digital economy. So I want to thank Comcast for being at the forefront of this effort for decades and for continuing to invest in the future of our communities. This flagship lift zone at the Aspire Center will not just connect people to the internet, it will connect them to opportunity. So congratulations to everybody who made this possible, and thank you for your commitment to building a more connected, more equitable Cook County. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for those words, President Preckwinkle. It really is about private-public partnerships. We can't do this together without our community partners. We can't do this with government alone. We can't do this with Comcast alone. So thank you for everyone in this room coming out to celebrate with us. And in a few minutes, we're going to do the exciting part, which is the ribbon cutting. But before that, I wanted to, again, thank you, Congressman Davis, Alderman Talaferro, and President Preckwinkle for being here today. I'd like to close, again, by inviting you all to tour our flagship lift zone, where you'll be able to see flexible classroom space that will host digital skills programming with computers and a digital state-of-the-art technology. You will also be welcome to explore our 4 meeting pods, 2 on both the first and second floor of the Aspire Center. They're single and double occupancy. They look like little space pods, and you would think you feel claustrophobic in it, but you don't. So try it out. And then these will also be designed to host virtual or in-person collaborations, training space, and space to conduct job interviews. So the possibilities are endless in terms of the technology that folks will be able to leverage here. And then following the ribbon cutting, please join us upstairs for lunch and a little fun. We have a DJ and a photo booth for you all to enjoy. So, Center for Workforce Innovation. I invite all of today's speakers to join us right in the front of the lift zone. Thank you.